is Marjorie cheating with? Allegedly. The bodyguard.
Who is Marjorie cheating with? Purportedly the guardian Steve. You saying Steve Harvey realized enormous blast is Lori Harvey's dad. Wow. Definitely somebody high. Prepare yourselves, dears, in light of the fact that Lori Harvey is causing disturbances in the celeb world with a disclosure that has left numerous totally gobsmacked. Picture this: Steve Harvey, her stepdad, with a face redder than a tomato in unadulterated shame. It's the kind of thing you'd find in a marvelous Tinseltown show series. So hey everybody, and welcome back to Secret Life Channel. The deets actually covered in secret. Yet talks are having a field day chatting about Lori's paternity, and its suggestions for her security with Steve. The computerized domain is overwhelmed with the freshest scoop, and all of us are lashed in for a laugh. Harvey family party as perhaps of the most gorgeous and pursued model on the planet. She orders consideration any place she goes. I love this young lady. This young lady, best thing for me. Now we going to work. Currently, we will make an environment of adoration and everyone's welcomed into it right now. Lori Harvey isn't an amateur to the spotlight. Our flawless model and style symbol has stunned us for a very long time, from her jolting catwalks to epic brand supports, and her name's been connected with Hollywood fat cats like Michael B. Jordan and Diddy. Gracious, the young lady knows how to keep the show fit as a fiddle. Yet here's where the situation starts to get interesting. Steve Harvey, he's constantly cherished Lori, giving her the VIP treatment, and he's been straightforwardly fussy about his sweetheart little girl's base. Enter William Freeman, otherwise known as the name connected to Marjorie's murmured regarding fling, currently venturing forward with a game-changing statement. He's Lori genuine father. Well, you are Lori Harvey's dad. Wow. Our dazzling Lori has been an expert of secret with regards to discussing her natural dad, further stirring up tattle. Up till this second, everybody was persuaded and she was Darnell Wood's girl. Marjorie's demonstrations, whom Steve embraced as his own. Yet with huge blast arising on the scene, it resembles the world's flipped around, and the Harvey domain's establishment is trembling on the grounds that Marjorie Harvey and Steve Harvey are denying it. And large blast supposedly said he's still enamored with her, and goodness honey, the webs each of the A-buzz murmurs are wherever about Marjorie's alleged meeting with large blast, Steve's believed guardian, suggests Ings selling out right when you figure things can't get more stunning. They do. To add some flavor, comic Jamil Patterson jumps into the conflict. Jamil shares that huge blast is prepared to end his quietness and clear the air on the grounds that large blast don't deny it yet for large blast and his camp to contact me on Instagram and say we love what you doing. The bill then, at that point, drops a significantly greater stunner in a tempting clasp. He shared large blast makes the surprising case that Steve was very much aware of Marjorie's contribution with him, and even gave it his approval. We should not fail to remember that it was huge blast who initially played Cupid for Marjorie and Steve during their poker evenings. Yes, dears, these poker meetings were where Steve previously put complete focus on Marjorie. Yet here's where it gets more chaotic. Large blast charges that both Steve and Marjorie begged him to stay hush about the genuine scoop about what's truly happening. No, there will be. They believe that you should hush up. Wow. Rewind to 2016. Steve thought back. He let me know, look, the possibly time I've at any point seen you cheerful was the point at which you were with that lady Marjorie now, before you proceed to accomplish something moronic and wed another lady in calling her quick forward to now. And those words are touched with incongruity as murmurs twirl about Marjorie's reputed contact with the actual relational arranger of her ebb and flow marriage. Discuss a Hollywood-esque heartfelt ensnarement. A moving TikTok features Steve tending to a crowd of people, declaring no doubt except for yet a shadow poses a potential threat. Freeman, Steve's right-hand man, evidently has a checkered past. As per his web-based profile, he was once associated with the dull universe of pimping and conceded to mishandling individuals for power. Anyway, he depicts himself as a changed man now, a regarded speaker and a go-to superstar protector, promising both self-evident and careful security for the tip-top. Yet stand by, there's another contort. Large blast isn't finished mixing the pot. He presently guarantees Lori as his girl. Marvelous, isn't it? Lori's appearance originates before Steve in Marjorie's life, recommending that the young lady Steve fortunes could really be large blast blood actually faltering from enormous blast sensation about Lori. Hang on, in light of the fact that Marjorie's past is a thrill ride you will have a hard time believing when Marjorie was an energetic 18. She had a wild sentiment with Jim, a man 14 years her senior with a mysterious wife that's right. Marjorie unwittingly turned into the other lady in Jim's twofold life. Then, in a thinking for even a moment to move, Marjorie went off contraception in order to get Jim's dedication away from his mysterious mate. And might you at any point accept it, were the two traded promises following 3 hurricane years. However, their affection adventure was loaded up with ups and downs by the unexpected development. Jim wound up wearing jail stripes with the FBI and DEA, revealing his connect to criminal master Jim Ellie Townsend, who was seized attempting to buy an amazing 40 kilograms of substances. In the midst of this disarray, Marjorie and Jim became guardians to Morgan and Jason anyway, with Jim in a correctional facility. Marjorie quickly continued on and it was, in all honesty, to Jim's cousin Darnell Woods. This person wasn't simply any cousin, he had a famous past being a substance vendor and connected with Marjorie's ex. What a tangled web, right? At an obvious sensational design, Darnell confronted his own difficulties and Marjorie left him in the residue. Enter the wild gossip factory. Murmurs started to course, indicating that Lori he could be Darnell's posterity. Marjorie and Lori anyway remain mother on the rumor, and here's where the story buzzes about. Back to our prior stunner. Close to this time, Marjorie experienced enormous blast. So with the new cases, many are sorting out the riddle and pond. Airing might Lori at any point be enormous blast flesh. The jabber never stops and the tea gets spicier. Fit for me. I think since I was youthful, I was all the while attempting to sort out what my identity and do I like, and what don't I like. Yet you likewise have this in the midst of this. Jamil is gallantly circulating every one of the insider facts in any event, speaking straightforwardly with large blast. Yet prepare yourselves, since there's a wind in the tail. He's petitioning God for insurance and implying that Steve may be making things happen in the background to quietness him, and envision that discussion could be on tape. And in the midst of the hurricane of embarrassments, our eyes go to the well-established connection among Lori and Steve Harvey, which is by all accounts at a limit there. Mead's strong relationship presently gives off an impression of being under monstrous strain, all on account of the stunning cases being tossed in with the general mishmash we should travel back in time with. Always Steve didn't supernaturally have a security with Lori. He officially took on her, cementing their family ties legitimately and genuinely. Steve, with his undying fondness for Lori, never recognized organic or embraced. For him, family will be family. Various minutes catch their cozy relationship. Those endearing Dad's Day posts, via virtual entertainment, Steve advancing Lori's image on his show, and the manner in which he frequently talked gladly of her accomplishments. Plainly, Steve considered Lori to be his own and believed that the world should know it. I think just continuously putting me first, and you realize I have such countless organizations that I'm like proof of Steve's inclusion in Lori's image. Climb in showbiz is glaring. Recall that time on the Steve Harvey Morning Show when he displayed a portion of Lori's design items, or when he welcomed her to talk about her most recent endeavors on his early evening television spot. Steve was unquestionably Lori's greatest team promoter, helping her benefit foothold in the furiously cutthroat media outlet. I'm so defensive of her, since I understand what she's facing. Yet presently, with the enormous blast sensation, the elements have emphatically moved. Their once tender public communications appear to be far off and stressed. One can't failed to remember the new honor show where, in spite of being situated close to one another, the chilly energies between them were discernible. The two scarcely traded words, and their nonverbal communication shouted distress. Also, insiders have alluded to warmed conversations and conflicts away from public scrutiny, an unmistakable difference to the times of common deference and backing. Yet we should rewind a piece and focus in on the individual working up this confusion. Huge blast, his abrupt return. Lori's life resembles an unexpected development nobody saw coming. Why rise up out of the shadows? Now the timing, the spot, and the way everything appears to be, all in all, too determined for somebody online. I attempting to reconnect with the tragically missing girl. First and foremost, how about we think about huge blast looking for vengeance? Maybe someplace where it counts. There's a score he's attempting to settle. Then, at that point, there's the pure point. We should not fail to remember that in that frame of mind of showbiz, contention frequently means popularity. With Lori's rising VIP status, perhaps enormous blast saw a chance to help his own picture As of late, an anonymous insider let the cat out of the bag, expressing since the reports began, large blast devotee depend on friendly stages has soar. He's even got a couple of underwriting bargains occurrence we think not. Obviously we can't preclude veritable feelings. It's very much conceivable that enormous blast following quite a while of reflection truly wishes to security with Lori in a genuine meeting last month. Artist and dear companion to Lori, Alicia James commented Lori's constantly felt a void in her life. Individuals develop and